What is good? What is good? I know I started a couple of minutes early, guys. I know we were supposed to go live yesterday. We really were, man. But the thing is the family had a surprise birthday party planned for me that wasn't really a surprise, and it was made known that I couldn't have any plans on Tuesday during the time that I usually go live. And I said, what are you talking about? I go live on Tuesdays at 5 o'clock. What do you mean I can't have plans on that? Well, you can't because it's your birthday and we got plans for you. So we didn't go live. We postponed the episode. And actually some other things happened with James too. So that's the reason why he's not here. He's got some personal things going on in his life. Just condolences to him. He'll be back here next week with me, and we will be regular time, man. We'll be regular time at 5 o'clock Tuesday over here on YouTube. If you're listening on the audio podcasts, apologies, man. Apologies for being late. I know that we got our own following over there on the audio stuff that doesn't come watch the videos live, but apologies for being late. The episode's here now. We're going to talk some WWE 2K24. We're also going to talk some wrestling news, some Twitter banter that happened yesterday, possibly some AEW Dynamite, because we are actually going live during Dynamite, so I'll be kind of keeping my eyes on Dynamite as we're going live. And yeah, that's it, man. So let's get into this episode. Wrestling Shout! What is good? What is good? I am Jesse with the Pro Wrestling Shoot. It's good to see everybody. I see that the chat is already filling up. Guys, you guys are the greatest, man. You guys are always here waiting for us. Doesn't matter if we're late. Doesn't matter if we're a day late, man. Our real audience is always coming through for us, and I really appreciate you. Let's shout out some of them. Lonnie Jones, what's up? How are you doing? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing a lot better than I deserve. A year older. We're going to talk some future to what I would like to see this year for the Pro Wrestling Shoot channel. We're going to get into that and what you guys would like to see, what you guys would like to see us do this year. Ballroom Dancer, he says, hey, what's up? What's good, Ballroom? Sleepy Bob, what's good? What's going on? Gabe, what's going on? He said, what's up, everyone? Sleepy Bob says, hope you had a good birthday. Hey, man, I had a fantastic birthday. A lot, like I said, a lot better than I deserve, man. I definitely feel older. I feel older every day, guys, because I work a regular job as well. I'm obviously not a full-time YouTuber. Otherwise, you would get content from me every single day. But another reason why you don't get content from me all the time when it comes to like 2K videos or anything is because I don't want to be like a lot of these creators out there. Not that it's a bad thing. I just don't want to hit you with videos that don't have relevance. Like, how many times could you do wish list videos, or how many times could you do just the same kind of thing before it just turns out boring, right? Like, I don't want what I do on YouTube to turn out to be like work. I want it to still be fun and a passion project. I still want to be able to shine that passion through to you guys, because if you guys see I'm bored, you can tell, and then you're bored, right? It's not entertaining. So I like to keep it simple. There is going to be a lot more videos coming, though. Now that the holidays have passed, now that the birthday has passed, we can finally get down to some news drops and keep up to date, man. Keep up to date on the video games, up to wrestling. We'll see what you guys want to see from us in 2024. Devin says, hey, I'm here. I'm ready. What's going on, Devin, man? It's good to see you. Brandon says, hey, the Pro Wrestling Shoot, it's great to be here. It's great to have you here, Brandon. I really appreciate all you guys that always come through. VJC, what's going on? Sometimes life happens. Hey, yeah, it does, man. Happy birthday, he says. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Lamar, what's good, man? Good to see you. What you did for your birthday yesterday? I really didn't do much. Like, it wasn't a big thing, right? Like, I didn't even invite too many friends over. It was mainly just me, the wife, the kids. That's really all it was, man. You know what I mean? Had some dinner with them. Got to spend some quality time with them. That's really that's my kind of party, right? Like, we did this big thing for New Year's. And I really didn't, after New Year's, I really didn't want anything big, right? Like we had like, I don't know, 50 or 60 people over here at one point, and we threw the party at my house. So it was just a lot, man. And sometimes I can be very introverted, right? I need my quiet time. I need just like my alone time with my wife or kids or whatever the case is. So we really didn't do anything big for my birthday. We just hung out, you know what I mean? Came home, watched some Netflix afterwards, had some cake, had some amazing chicken Alfredo that was homemade, and it was just incredible. It was an incredible dinner. So yeah, it was good, man. It was really good. Byron says Tony Khan needs to focus on his own company. We'll get into that, man. We're gonna talk some of the Tony Khan banter, the modern day Maharaja, man. Ballroom says happy birthday. Thank you, man. James is in here actually in the chat, man. Good to see you, James. Says Maharaja, baby. Sup, everyone. Been a rough few days for myself. You guys rock. Taking care of a sick one right now. Reason not being on. Yep. You just take care of business, James. No worries, man. We'll see you back next week. Montaigne, he says, bro, happy birthday. What's going on? Firespark. Hello, sir. How are you? How are you, Firespark? It's good to see you guys. Let me see here. Mike, what's going on? Member of the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Says, happy belated birthday once again, OG Jesse. What's good, man? Thank you so much. Beach Bite, it's good to see you, man. He says, happy birthday. Firespark says, hello, James. Hope everyone feels better. Yeah, it has been crazy around the world, right? I feel like everybody is sick. Like everybody has just been getting sick. It's been rough, man. It's been rough. If you see me, if you see me like kind of looking down, I'm kind of watching Dynamite on my phone right now too. So it looks like Claudio versus Hangman is starting off the night, but they're back in Daly's place, so it's a homecoming. I don't know if you guys are all into AEW, but I try to keep up as much as I can with all the pro wrestling. AEW hasn't really been it for me lately, but it is what it is, man. You got to support pro wrestling when you can, I guess. Yeah, just have it on in the background. So WWE 2K24, man. This is going to be a wish list video because I feel like we've done the Q&As. I feel like we've done the news that we personally have right now, right? Like anything that we could release, we've released. So I feel like I just want to kind of talk about what we want in the game as a community, because at the end of the day, you know, I might know a few people, but I'm still a fan of this game. Even before I knew anybody in 2K, like I was still rocking the games. Obviously, that's how I met them. So yeah, man, I'm excited for 2K24. I'm just hoping for the best on a lot of situations, and I know a lot of the stuff that I'm going to bring up today in this wish list stream is probably not going to make it into the game, but it's stuff that I would definitely like to see make it in the future for the franchise, just to kind of get the ball rolling on creativity when it comes to this game and kind of making it feel fresh, because this game has just been sort of dull the last couple of years, right? Like we're missing out on a lot of the key features that would make this game really good. VJC says I got AEW on right now. Good stuff, man. Yeah, I'm keeping it up too, and I'm gonna try to keep it semi short tonight too. We won't run like 2 hours or anything like that, just so we can all go back and watch the end of Dynamite. Let me see here. James says, appreciate that, Mike. I hope 2K24 has special guest referee. Yeah, man. I mean, special guest referee is one of those things that has been asked about for so many years at this point, right? I have a really, really good feeling that 2K24 will have special guest referee. But for me, it doesn't end there. Like, I really think special guest referee is coming, and I know what match, like what, well, I know a couple of the match types that are coming. But I would really like to see special guest referee make a return, but I don't want it to just be bare bones. I want it to have some structure to that mode, right? And it can't be a selling point. The special guest referee just isn't a selling point for me to pick up WWE 2K24. I'm going to have a little bit more more flavor on that steak. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna need some new modes too. Like for me personally, I know a lot of people like showcase mode or any of that stuff. I'm not a big fan of showcase. I'm kind of hoping that they go a different route this year rather than just doing showcase mode, because showcase to me has just it's burnt me out. Like I'm tired of pausing to see the objectives and going out. I'm just good on that type of mode. I would much rather see maybe I don't know, a more maybe you could do showcase but make it more have more freedom, right? Like I think the objectives in it is probably what throws me off when it comes to showcase mode, because objectives just kind of pop up and you know, you have to pause to remember what objectives you got to do and all. I just feel like it takes me out of the mode, so I don't really get too excited for. I don't know. It's just not a mode for me. Like it's not one of those modes that I'm gonna buy the game for, right? Like typically I buy the game to hope for the best for universe mode. My GM mode would be another one that needs a major facelift, but it's just those two modes for me, really, man. I mean, if you can finally get the online popping again, like it was back in SVR 11 or SVR 10, SVR 9, like those online days to me were the funnest that I've ever had on this franchise at all. And honestly, it's not even this franchise, right? I mean, same game, different company. THQ made it, but you get what I'm saying. Let me see here. Let's read a couple more comments. Mike says, welcome. Sleepy Bob, do you know if the things from your wish list are in game? Yeah. So not everything. No. So look, I don't know everything that's in this game. Let's just like lay that on the table. I going in with you guys. I know a few things that are in the game, but obviously I can't speak on those things. It's just not what I'm going to do. I do know a few things, but it's for the most part, the things that I know about the game, it's nothing compared to like what they're probably going to be releasing. So, yeah, that's just the thing, man. I don't like to burn bridges, so I'm not going to like come out and tell you what exactly I know. I do know that the things that I know you guys will like. But I'm hoping for so much more, right? Like that's just what it is. Like I'm hoping for so much more, and I think they're gonna deliver, man. These guys are working hard on this game, so let's just hope for the best, man. I really feel for these guys when they get all the heat. Like I feel for Ukes too, you know what I mean? Like poor Ukes when they post any Fight Forever stuff on Twitter. I don't know if you guys are big Twitter people, but when you go on the old X app, you go on there and if they release anything like the Storm is Coming pack is I think just released today, it's like $12, and I get it, like that's really expensive and a lot of people can't afford $12 for a downloadable content pack, let alone a pack that only has one wrestler and I think like 10 theme songs they're uploading into that patch. So it's rough, man. That's worse than the Bad Bunny pack to me. And the Bad Bunny pack was pretty expensive. And I just, wasn't a fan of that price point for that either. But I feel like 2K24, that's the bad news, is I feel like 2K24, well, it depends on how you look at it, because I think it's good and bad. I think 2K24 will have a lot of microtransactions outside of your normal DLC that you get at like, the Icon Edition and your season passes and stuff like that. I think that you will still see more microtransactions roll out, and that's just the way gaming's going in general. For me, I think that it's good to have the option, but I understand a lot of people can't afford every single thing that is released in a microtransaction. So for that, it's kind of a negative, right? Because if these people pay their hard-earned money for an expensive Icon Edition, because it's not cheap. I mean, $120, man, every single year. It adds up, man. It adds up. I couldn't even tell you how much money I've spent on these games. Even though I know 2K, I still buy the games. Like, can you believe that? You probably don't, but I still pay for the games. I'm going to try to get a review copy this year from 2K, though. I'm going to try to get in, even though I'm getting, maybe getting a review copy, so that way I can give you guys some early footage or whatever the case is, whatever they allow me to do, obviously, with that. But I'm going to try to get that review copy so that way I can make some more content on the game. And we'll see where it goes. But even when I get the review copy, I'm still going to go out and buy the Icon Edition, right? Because I don't want to pay for the higher price for the DLC later. Lamar says, when I get WWE 2K24, first match I will do is Noam Dar versus Brooks Jensen for the Heritage Cup. Yeah, man, that'd be pretty banger match, right? I mean, look, that's what I love about these games is you can just kind of create your own universe, right? Like that's what I've always loved about the WWE games or any wrestling game at that point, you know what I mean? Which is, it's all about creativity at the end of the day. James says beat Jungle Boy beat Jungle Boy's butt mode on 2K24. 6 says WWE neighborhood. Mike says I just hope the game works without patching and microtransactions. Unfortunately, like every single game now, I feel like every game that comes out on the market is going to have microtransactions or even patches to fix things. It just seems like it's not what it used to be, right, Mike? I mean, it used to be that you would just get this game in full, right? No patches needed. I remember when the first DLC pack came out for SmackDown versus Raw 09, the first DLC that we've ever gotten on a WWE game. It's crazy how far they've come now. VJC says, I would love 2K24 to have I Quit too. I feel like I Quit match, and this I don't know anything about I Quit. It's just, I feel like that would be such an easy thing to do, but I'm not a game dev, so I don't really know everything that goes into that. But I don't even know why I'm wearing headphones. I'm so used to putting on headphones because I got James or somebody else here in the lobby, but I think it's just natural now for me to throw the headphones on for the microphones. But yeah, I just I feel like I Quit should be a pretty easy thing to be adding into the game. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I Quit match, I think it should be in too, man. That would definitely be on a wish list for me. Let me see here. Montana says, hopefully it's next gen only. I'm tired of cross gen. So from what I've seen on, I think it was was it Brazilian? It was like a Brazilian site where they were doing the ratings for the games and stuff like that. I think they had Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and all that stuff. I think they had that already on there for the ratings, which could change. I mean, and it could not be accurate at the same time. So, I mean, I would love for it to go. Once again, this is like kind of like a plus and negative, right? Like a plus because you could finally focus on new engines and make the graphics better. But at the same time, now you're kind of cutting out those people who can't upgrade their systems. And that sucks, right? Like, because you kind of want, when you're selling games, you kind of want that business mindset of, I want this to go out to everybody that I possibly can get it out to. That's who I want it out to, right? So that's what I would aim for. But at the same time, then it kind of shorts out your community that stick around with you the longest, that just want the best graphics, the best engine, the best everything that you can possibly get out of these games. It is what it is. I'm going to try to go down these comments as quick as possible. Guys, we do have super chats, though, so if you want to jump up the line, we have super chats, and then it will notify me as soon as one is thrown up. But I'm going to try to get all your comments read. Mike says, wrestle around the world would be nice. Beach Bite says, the roster is a selling point to me. The roster has never really been a selling point for me, personally. Like, that's just me, personally. If it's a selling point for you, great. For me, the roster, just because we have like some of the best community creators out there, I don't think that a roster would be a selling point for me. I need more in my wrestling itself, like the actual game, the gameplay, Not so much match types now because I feel like they've covered a lot of the match types. We're just missing a few, right? Like special guest referee, I quit, casket match, buried alive, inferno match. Those are the main 3 stages of hell. I don't know if I said that already, but 3 stages of hell. That's really asked for. So there's a few things that they could add in for match types. I think that the thing they need to really focus on is that gameplay, man, to make that gameplay just stand out. Obviously, their modes, like universe mode, needs a lot of stuff put back into it. Freaking promos, the intro cutscenes. We need more depth in the universe to make it stand out. I'm not the only one that's been through this, but every time, like if you step away from a universe mode and you simulate that, just in the slightest, you're getting the weakest rivalries, the weirdest title matches. So there just needs to be more artificial intelligence when it comes to this universe mode. My GM mode, it's stepping up every single year. It's getting a little better, a little better, a little better, but that thing needs some help too, man, because what I don't like about the My GM mode is that I feel like they're forcing me to play the way they want me to play, rather than me booking my own shows and giving my own 5-star ratings or whatever the case is, instead of, I got to put a giant versus a cruiserweight and just all these limitations when it comes to booking your show. If your show is better and you put on the better matches, it should be the better product, right? Like that's just how it should be. It should be simple like that. You shouldn't have to make me jump through so many hoops to put on such a great show. But that's what I would like to see fixed in the GM, and I would like to see My GM online. Online, like, dude, online has the longevity for these games. For me personally, like I'm an online gamer. I'm constantly on online shooter games, so I need some online, man. If I can hop on with my friends and we can play different things and not get bored of this game, that's where it's at for me. VJC says maybe bring back Road to WrestleMania. Yeah, man, Road to WrestleMania would be great. I feel like they would have to hire a couple other people to kind of get that idea. I mean, maybe they wouldn't, but I just feel like Justin Leeper would have to be a part of that team because he was one of the original creators of that. So I would like to see Justin Leeper personally make his way to the 2K team if they were going to bring back a Road to WrestleMania. I would take a Road to WrestleMania over Showcase mode, personally. I feel like Showcase, I'm just reliving something that's already happened rather than just playing something new and getting something interesting. Now, Road to WrestleMania came with a bunch of goofy stuff too, right? I would like all that to go away. I don't need all the goofiness that came with Road to WrestleMania, but make it like a serious, sort of like MyRise, right? MyRise could be your creative star that you make and put him through, the gauntlet of going up the rankings and getting to WrestleMania and becoming that huge superstar. And then Road to WrestleMania could be you playing from a regular superstar's perspective, like that was somebody that's currently on the roster. I think that would be great. I would much rather have that than any of the showcases, personally. I'm just not a fan of showcase mode. Devin says, did you see Smack Talk's video about WWE 2K24? Because he was talking about the rumor cover star, a.k.a. Cody. And if you remember WWE 2K19, AJ Styles was the cover star and Daniel Bryan was the showcase mode. Yeah, so we were kind of talking about that last week as well. And I think that could be a possibility, right? I mean, just because you're in the showcase or whatever the case is, doesn't mean that you have to be the cover star of the game too. I feel like Cody is the wise choice. And look, once again, this isn't confirmed, Cody being on the cover. Like, this is more stuff in the rumor mill. But I feel like Cody would be your best bet being on the cover right now, unless you're going to get some mega star like The Rock or something like that. You want to have a familiar face that people can recognize walking through a Walmart, right? Oh, wow, there's another WWE game. There's Cody, I'm going to buy this, try it out. That's just how you hook consumers. So I don't know. I think Cody would be a great bet for the cover star, but once again, not confirmed. Not until we see it, we won't know. Sleepy Bob says, do you think ambulance match or lumberjack match is included in 2K24? I would like to see both of those come in, but I don't think either of those are coming in. Once again, it's not, confirmed, but I just don't think that's happening. Ballroom says, creating a championship stipulations only to specific shows, pay-per-views, or match types. I want to include options for specifying gender, male, female, or mix, and type single, tag, trios. Yeah, that'd be a great idea, man. That's the more depth that I'm talking about, though. Like they need to go more in depth with some of these things. Brandon says, I hope that every NXT talent has been scanned for WWE 2K24. I'm sure they're going to leave some out, but for the most part, from what I heard, this is a very heavy NXT roster and a very heavy Legends roster from what I'm hearing. But man, things are so subject to change when it comes to WWE. They can release half of these stars tomorrow, and they would give the order to, take them out the game before release. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Because remember, everything that goes through 2K, all the ideas, everything is presented on a table to WWE themselves, and unfortunately, it's their call at the end of the day, what gets in the game and what doesn't. Devin says, VJ wants your idea of Road to WrestleMania, like which superstar tag team or women's wrestlers for that mode. So he's asking VJ what he would like. Michael Boone says, welcome to the chat, by the way. He says, I would love a mode called Monday Night War, maybe an option in my GM or universe. Yeah, see, that's the more in-depth that I would like to see GM, my GM, or even universe, man. That would be great. Spice things up, right? We've had the same things for like the last 10 years, I feel like, except for my GM. My GM's only been in the last couple years, but you know what I mean. Hogwarts, what's going on? Says, so last year they teased 2K23 on January 19th on a Thursday. Do you think it's possible we see this again next Thursday on the 18th? I think it's very possible. 100%. I know that you guys are getting a trailer this month. If they don't drop it this month, I would be shocked that it wouldn't happen, because I look, it's Royal Rumble season, right? The road to WrestleMania. There's no better time to drop a trailer than one of your biggest pay-per-views, the Royal Rumble coming around. So I think they dropped the trailer right before the Royal Rumble, and I think you see an even more in-depth trailer at the Royal Rumble. And I think you hear like Michael Cole and all them talking about the game coming soon, right? Like that's going to be their push for it. I think you have a really good chance of seeing it on January 19th. I don't think that, January 18th, whatever. I think anytime before the Rumble. It's definitely going to be right before the Rumble. So maybe not the 18th, but around that time. Ballroom says match type names for create a championship mode. That'd be different. I mean, like I said, anything different is good at this point. Sleepy Bob says, I'm really hoping for a number one contenders function in universe mode this year. Yeah, dude. Number one contender. If you see it on TV, why is this not in a simulation game? If we are going simulation and that is your goal, unless you're trying to make it more arcade, and if that's the case, then this game needs to be much more fast-paced. But they're not. I'm trying to make it simulation. The fact that we have not had a number one contenders match or even like an option for that in universe mode is wild to me. Wild. I don't know who hasn't thought of it, or maybe they have thought about it and they just haven't figured out a way to incorporate it. But man, that needs to be in. 100%, I'm with you. Mike says Boneyard match. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't put that in right after the whole Undertaker deal, right? So that's crazy. Montana says 2 more months until WWE 2K24 comes out. Yep, March, man. March, it's coming. That's crazy, right? I started talking about 2K24 back in May. A couple months after 2K23 came out, I started talking about it, and now we're on the road to 2K24. Chris Vibes Gaming, how do you feel about MyRise? Look, personally, I like the MyRise setup. There's a lot that I would change about MyRise setup, but I enjoyed the last 2 MyRises, and by the last 2 I meant on 2K23. I think that there's too many in between things that you have to go through before you can continue on with the story, which that I don't like. I wish that we can get less airport interactions and more story, right? Like build the story, let me get to the point. Like I don't need to have 5 matches in Mexico and then go do 5 matches in Japan before I can finally go on to face, Rey Mysterio on Monday Night Raw, right? Like that, I don't need that. So that kind of stuff I would like to change. Um, Maybe even change like how it's presented instead of like coming up on the rise. I think they did a good job with the lock story this year. I didn't like being limited to one name, but I liked that in the middle of, spoiler if you haven't finished MyRise, I like that in the middle of that story you were able to change your name and change your gimmick, so you don't have to be called the Lock anymore. So that was pretty cool. So I did think they told it a little different, and I didn't have to go through like the NXT thing because oh my goodness, like I was so tired of doing the NXT stories, you guys. Like it was too much for me. I just couldn't do this whole like, hey, NXT, hey, you're finally getting drafted to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or whatever the case is. Like I was just so over that. But I like MyRise personally. I think there's a lot of tweaks that they can do in every single mode. But MyRise for a career mode, I think is pretty good. I like it for a create a superstar mode. Let's put it that way. Oh, sorry. Ukes should have stayed with SmackDown versus Raw. That wasn't a Ukes deal. That was THQ, man. They went bankrupt. That's the thing that sucks. Zachary, do you think we will have more creative superstar slots like 200 instead of just 100? Zachary, I would hope so. I would hope so, man, because I'm more so when it comes to the slots, I need more logo slots rather than more creative superstar slots, right? Because you can only download so many CAWs before your logo limit runs out, and then you don't get any of the good stuff. So that's my only thing. So if they're gonna update anything, please just add some more logo slots in this game, dude. It's too much at this point. Devin says, do you think which MyFaction WWE 2K23 stars will finally be playable in WWE 2K24? For example, Booker T, Invasion Era mode, or Kurt Angle's Attitude Era model, or Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. I think, yes. I think a lot of those will show up, personally. Like, that's all I'm going to get into. I think you will see a lot of that stuff. But I think that you still may see some other new locked models later on in 2K24 as well when it comes to that MyFaction, dude. I hate that mode, and I get their business aspect with the mode, but at the same time, man, it's not for me. I don't play it. I never liked the HUT cards and like Madden or the MUT cards or whatever it's called, NHL, it's the 2K basketball games. I'm just not a card guy. I don't want any of that. I want Abba Fimi in 2K24. I think you will get him, man. He's a beast. He just won the North American title too yesterday, right? So that would be a W for everybody. Update roster and match types, Mike says. Dean, what's going on? Hello, everyone in the chat. Montana says wait till 2K25 for him. Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, Montana, I think you're right. RJB, what's going on, man? Byron says I want 10-man matches. I'm not in a rush to get the 10-man. I get everybody wants it for like Royal Rumble purposes or, even the war games, right? I think it's a possibility that you could get 10-man, but I just want them to nail this gameplay down more than anything. Like that's sort of where I'm at. Like I just get the gameplay right. You know what I mean? Come correct with the gameplay, come correct with the modes. Stop locking people out with your MyFaction originals. Like, just get right with the community before, you start adding stuff into the game that's going to mess the gameplay up. But if you can do it without that, then sure, yeah, I definitely want 10-man. Ballroom says, I want more presentation names in the creative superstar mode. Present. Oh, like okay, Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're like the announcer that announces the names. Yes, they should definitely do more. They've had like the same names forever. Sleepy Bob, do you think chain wrestling will make a comeback this year? I sure hope so, man. If they've learned anything from AEW Fight Forever, I think chain wrestling should come. I think more blood should come. I think Thumbtacks should finally make its way to a WWE game. But once again, these things are put on the desk of WWE. WWE is a PG product, and they don't really care that us gamers want more blood in their game. They know who they're trying to sell it to. They're trying to sell it to kids. So if a mom comes up and looks at the rating on a game that's too bloody or whatever the case is, she may just say no. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's that's the cold reality, man. These things are put on the desk of WWE, and WWE has the final say so. Chain wrestling, though, I mean, definitely should be in the game. And I think they will have some sort of incorporation of chain wrestling back into the 2K franchise. It would be a huge mistake if you left that out. Ballroom Dancer, I hope we have custom referee mode. Look, I haven't even thought about custom referee mode, but man, you're onto something. I'm down with that. That would be really cool. Hogwarts says, I think that 2K has really put some work into core gameplay. And how it slows down the pace of matches. Examples like chain wrestling, working holds, fatigue modes, and injury systems. Yes, all that needs to come back, though. Like one of my first original Wishlist videos was simply, I need some sort of injury overhaul system, right? Like I need a story to play out throughout your match. I need this to be huge. I need it to be, you know, if I'm going through a match and my body is just damaged, right? Like they have the red body targeting system. So if I got like a red chest or red legs, damaged legs, I need to see that play out, man. I need to see it play out. If I can't walk, show that, man. Make me limp, something, crawl to the ropes, struggle to get up. Why isn't it? Would slow the gameplay down, sure, but man, that if that's not simulation, I don't know what is, right? If your arm is hurt, man, you can't pick somebody up for a body slam because your arm is hurt. So it's just simple details like that I need to see in the game. Like that was one of the first things that I had put in one of my original wishlist videos. CrossGen is holding back this game. I think so too. CrossGen's holding back a lot of games though, and that's the problem with the yearly release games. It's tough to get by that, right? So it's tough to get by that. Byron Cutler says 2025 is when the gaming industry stops making games for PS4 and Xbox One. We'll see, man. We'll see. Isaiah Hill, what's going on, bud? Byron Cutler says game rant. That's where he heard that from. Sick. Bring back the backstage area from 2K20. I don't really remember the backstage area from 2K20. I honestly played that game for a week. It was glitching so bad that I uninstalled it and put 2K19 back in. That was terrible, man. I was really excited for 2K20, and then I got to play all those glitches, man. It's not a good thing. Dean says, I hope the new wrestling game is going to be good this year. I think they're working on a lot of stuff, man. I like to call it the 2-year cycle. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Like, look, every 2 years you can expect a much different game. If they have strayed away from that when it comes to 2K24, I think it's a huge mistake. But I feel like every 2 years you get like a completely different game. So 2K23. Let's take that for instance, right? We ended up getting War Games, so that was their selling point, new match type. But there really wasn't much updated besides the actual gameplay when it comes to 2K23 from 2K22. There wasn't much upgraded in between that. So 2K22 was the game that came with a whole different look, whole different gameplay, whole different graphics. It looked like what you had seen on TV, a whole different camera angles. It was different, man. It was different. Byron Cutler says, tired of that bunny guy. So yeah, 2-year cycle, man. I'd like to say that 2K24 is going to be much different. but please don't quote me on that. That's just what I believe. After all the years of playing these games, that's what I've noticed. I remember, from SmackDown versus Raw 09, it was like a huge upgrade from 08, right? Like, because 08 was terrible. Like, that's when I met, like, Brian Williams, right? I went on in that tournament, the THQ Superstar Challenge. Went on that tournament, flew to Orlando, Florida, and that's kind of what I was doing for SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. That game sucked. Go to SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. We finally get a game that's worth playing compared to like SVR 07. 07 was awesome online. The gameplay was fantastic, and then we got 08. And then we had all those lame abilities. I know some of you guys probably don't even remember these games. I don't know. I've played every single one of them. But then we got 09, and 09 was so much better. And their selling point, believe it or not, the selling point for SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 was hot tags. Something that is just a normal action in a tag team match on WWE 2K23 now. It's not even a big deal. This was like a finisher type deal in SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. It's crazy. Go back and watch like the original teaser trailer for that on YouTube. It'll blow you guys away, man. But that game was so much fun, and for online competitiveness, it was the last of its kind, man. It had the 2-button reversals. It was fantastic. It actually took skill to play that game rather than, what you see today in wrestling games. I feel like it's a lot of, I don't know. They went to the 1-button the following year in SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, and it was laggy. Like the button was delayed if you played it off or online. It was so bad, and it had nothing to do with, like, somebody's internet connection. It was all about their server and how that was accepting it. It was weird. But SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 was supposed to be, like, that little upgrade from SVR 09. We got the paint tool and all that stuff, like, incorporated into the game in SVR 10. And then SVR 11 came out, and they had that new physics system. So that's what I mean, like the 2-year cycle. There's a lot of new things that come every 2 years. So I'm thinking 2K24 should be a lot of fun. Wolf Mode, what's going on, man? How is cross-gen holding the game back when the last time they went current-gen exclusive, nothing changed? We're still missing features from prior 2K10 plus years ago. I agree. I think what he's talking about, though, Wolf, is the simple engines, right? Like, how many patches did you get in 2K23? You got a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of patches, man. So, I think that it would get better in time with better engines. That's all I think he's pointing out. Inferno matches, Buried Alive matches, and promos and show intros. Yes, I would love to see all of that in there. Inferno matches, I don't really care about. Like, that's personally, not an Inferno guy. Like, there's not much you can do in that. Buried Alive would be kind of fun. Promos and show intros, though, I'm a universe guy, so yes, definitely needs to come back. Ballroom says, I want one more championship slot in universe mode. I think it should, you should have, I don't know why they limit that so much. They have like 15 titles on each one of their shows, it seems like. It's like, I don't know why we're limited to this. A Symbol, what's going on, man? He says, hey, Jesse, happy belated birthday. Hope you're well. Love the shirt. Too sweet, brother. Too sweet. Yep. CM Punk guy, man. CM Punk. That's my first time wearing it on the stream, so, I love the shirt too, man. WWE shop was really cool about this shirt too. Funny story. The first one I ordered, I was like, the day he showed up, I ordered this shirt. Like, oh, well, all right, take it back. The next day, when they took that Survivor Series logo off, ordered the shirt, waited like 2 months, never came. So I called WWE shop. I was like, what's going on with this? Oh, it was lost in the mail. Here, let me send you this back, refund my money and everything. So technically, I got this shirt for free, and they overnighted it to me as soon as I called them. So pretty cool, man. William says, Pro Wrestling Shoot, can I send you my WWE 2K24 wish list? Sure. Send away, man. You got me on Twitter or something? Go ahead and send it. Mike says, hey, Beach. Hey, Assemble. Facts, Road to WrestleMania. If Cody was the WWE 2K24 cover star, who do you think would be the showcase star since they can't do the legacy stuff because of Ted DiBiase? Ooh, showcase. I don't. God, a big part of me wants to say Bray Wyatt. I want Bray Wyatt to have that story. Um, but something tells me they would go with somebody like Brock Lesnar or something lame. I don't. That's once again not a 2K thing, WWE thing, but something tells me that that's exactly what we'd be getting. I don't know. I would want a Bray Wyatt personally. If I had to play a showcase mode, Bray Wyatt would be fun. Byron says, Road to WrestleMania, if it came back, make it WWE 12 style. Dean says, do you think they'll change the movement on the game or leave it how it is? I hope they change it. I hope they change the fighting stances, all that stuff that's in 2K23 right now. I hope they change everything. That all of that needs to be revamped. Bobby, what's going on? Have more interactive props like destroying the stage brawl all over the arena. Destroying the stage brawl all over the arena. Yeah, I agree. More interactions like Def Jam. I've been watching a lot of videos because of a friend of mine. Shout out Easy E. He says he's a huge fan of the Def Jam. I actually didn't play those games. It's kind of a shocker for old school wrestling gamers, but I didn't play those games, but I've been watching a lot of videos on them just because of how the interactive spots were and how the gameplay was itself. Ballroom says, I want mask versus mask match. That would be cool too. Or mask versus hair match. That would be different. TR8494 says they need the crowd to react to special comebacks and Royal Rumble also to kickouts. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh yeah, like a reaction to like the 2 counts or something like that. Royal Rumble, man, they need to do something special with, for sure, because that Royal Rumble has been the same for quite some time now. Derek says, I think we need a better MyRise for WWE 2K24, like new story mode with more legends to be unlocked. And what about new match types in MyRise? I don't really care what they do with MyRise personally. I just think that the story needs to be good and have me jump through less hoops. Like, I don't want to have to do 10 matches before I get to continue my story, right? Like 10 like pointless matches that get me nothing, splitting up my unlockables and stuff. Like, I don't need all that. Just give me a great story to play. Let me run through it and be done with it, right? K-Money is king, holding it down on Twitch. What's going on, K-Money? Appreciate you stopping in, man. This is episode 170, guys. It's crazy. 170 episodes already. It's not even already. I feel like I've been doing this a lifetime. It's been almost 4 years, but we had to take a huge break. Probably around episode 100, we took a really huge break. But for the most part, man, we've been going pretty strong for the last, I want to say 100 episodes. So every now and then we'll take, be a day late or whatever, but 170 episodes, man, good Lord. What am I doing with my life? Six says, fighting the crowd on the bottom of the screen. More four-man faction entrances. Yes, definitely. Please make the skin on the wrestlers look more real, not shiny and plastic. I thought they did a pretty good job this year on it, but I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. I want managers' abilities similar to Legends of WrestleMania. That would be great. I think this has been suggested a few times on the show. And yes, I think that that would be really good. Mike says tagline, finish the story. Yeah. Sleepy Bob, will we have crowd interactions this year? Probably not. I don't see him doing anything with the crowd, unfortunately. Jeffrey says, I want them to appear in the game for the mood WWE 2K24 Batista. Byron, I want Road to WrestleMania with Gunther, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns. Cool Man says, do you think they'll add PLE-themed matches within GM mode? Things like 5v5 Elimination Royal Rumble Chamber. One of the best features about SmackDown versus Raw was that you competed for spots on some pay-per-views. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be excellent for the game. I mean, where do you go with the MyGM, right? Instead of taking it, except for just taking away some of those limitations, put more titles in, more match types, things like, fighting for a spot on a pay-per-view. Yeah, that would be great. I think that would be a great idea. Bring back environmental attacks and grapples inside and outside the ring. Yeah, man, that would be great too. He says, "Hey, the 18th is my birthday." Well, happy early birthday, man. That's awesome. January, man. It's the month, right? It's the month of, I don't know where you're from, but for me, it's the month of not being able to do much because it's so cold. Right? We just got a bunch of snow today. That's already melted, but we got a bunch, and I guess we're supposed to get like a foot of snow this weekend. So not much you can do in January around here. The draft in the universe mode. Yeah, the draft would be great in the universe. Please take out the delays for when doing finishers. After the taunt to wake up the opponent, should immediately hit the finisher. Do you think Sol Ruco will be in WWE 2K24? Not sure, man. I'm not sure. I would hope so, because some of these guys have been in long enough to where they should have and probably got scanned, but I just I couldn't confirm anything. It is what it is. Longer ramps, curved ramps too. So the thing about the curved ramps, it's a little rough to do that, because the ramps, you would have to revamp every entrance, right? Like, you'd have to give all these guys like special Royal Rumble entrances, special Survivor Series, WrestleMania, those things. Like, you'd have to give every character on the game those entrances, unless you just picked a few to give those entrances and redo those entrances, and then everybody else basically just gets a generic version of that entrance, which, would be a thing to complain about later too. Create a finisher and get rid of that dumb red screen thing. Yeah, 100%. That thing sucks. I want my story. My brother, WWE 2K24, Jeffrey. Do you think Andrade will be in 2K24? No, I don't. I don't think he'll make it. Unless they, if these guys like had, it just depends on what they want to do when it comes to those microtransactions. As far as what they got going in the game right now, I don't think no, he's not coming, because he hasn't even been announced to WWE yet, right? So who knows? Firespark says, what about so what are the differences between the PS4 and the PS5? I think just the graphics and the engine that you could work with when it comes to the different consoles. That's probably the biggest difference. So PS4, I know, is a lot different than the PS5 when it comes to technology. The PS5 is dope. If you're still on PS4 and you're on the fence about getting a PS5, I would definitely go out and get a PS5 if you can. If you're able to, get it. Steve Kelly says, what is up, guys? What's going on, Steve? Game version, that is. Multiple finishers would be crazy, like on TV. Example, super kick from Usos, spike from Solo, then spear from Reigns. Like if everyone had 2 stored finishers. Yeah, so they used to have stuff like that, which was in like the old SmackDown games, right? Like they had some of them in the SmackDown versus Raw games as well, but for the most part, Here Comes the Pain, Shut Your Mouth, Just Bring It. Those were the games that had like multiple finishers being done. It was more free to do things like that. That I enjoyed. Sorry, I keep looking down because Samoa Joe's out here. I have no idea what he's saying on the promo because I can't hear him, but you got my boy Swerve, man. Whose house? Swerve's house. If you guys don't know, I'm in the Washington area. Swerve is from the Washington area. That is my boy. Love Swerve. Multiple finishers. Oh, sorry, I already read this one. Ballroom says, I want season pass. Should unlock everything from MyGM Originals. MyGM Mode Originals. Should unlock everything from MyGM Mode Originals. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Ballroom. Jeffrey says, I want my story. Oh, I already seen that one. And they, VJC says, I think 2K should let us use the faction stars in the main game after we beat them in MyFaction. Or yeah. So if you need more incentive for that MyFaction stuff. If you have to go through the grind to unlock a big Papa Pump like you did this year in 2K23, then yeah, 100% you should be able to unlock him and everything. It shouldn't be locked behind a mode. I don't know why they choose to do that after. I mean, look, they already got you on the VC anyway, right? Like you already paid to get more VC to get these card packs, and it's already really hard to unlock. Like, you're kind of just chancing it, right, to get the Big Papa Pump card anyway. So if you unlock them and you grind to get it, why wouldn't you have that in the regular game? It baffles me, man. Isaiah Allen says, I'm looking forward to seeing what 2K is cooking up. Me too, man. Me too. The symbol says, hey, buddy, do you think Taker's showcase is likely? I say that because he's doing his Dead Man show all the way to Chamber. Seems like easy marketing with Taker. That's a good thing to point out, man. Like, so Matt, I know I've said some things about the game, but I actually don't know anything about Showcase. I've not been told who the Showcase star is. I have not been told the entire roster. I've just been told what was coming for the most part. Big names, right? There's a lot of different things that I have been told, but man, anything about I've heard a couple things about Universe Mode, but anything about MyGM, MyRise, Showcase Mode, or anything like that, I haven't heard a single thing on. I couldn't even tell you if they're going to do a Showcase this year. That's kind of where I'm at. Maybe we get surprised and they just give us a completely new mode altogether. I'm hoping that's the case, man. I'm hoping that's the case. Chris Vibes Gaming says, this has nothing to do with WWE 2K24, but I want to start my own gaming channel. Any advice? Man, well, it depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to do, like, videos? Or are you trying to just, like, be a streamer? Like, if you're trying to stream your game or whatever. I really wouldn't know what to tell you on that because I stream on Twitch to a whole 5 people. So my Twitch streams are not that big, man, but I pretty much just get game for fun. Like, I'm not like too crazy competitive. I like to think of myself as pretty good at Modern Warfare 3. I wouldn't say that I'm ready to go and, play any crazy tournaments for $1 million or anything like that, but I can get down. But as far as like streaming gaming and stuff, man, I would like to know where to start. But as far as this, in anything, look, this is the only advice I can give you is just be yourself, have fun. No matter how small you start out, if you put your mind to something and you promote it right, you take your time with thumbnails or even little graphics like what you see on the screen right now. This isn't nothing fancy, man, but if you take your time and just give yourself some sort of good quality, I think the sky's the limit, man. Like, I think anybody could do what I do. Like, this isn't rocket science, right? Like, you just got to come out here, be yourself, have fun, have some passion, let that shine through to your people. And I think anybody would, if they're into what you're doing, like video game wise, I think the rest is history, man. Just got to keep working on it, right? Like, so I think anybody could do this. Really, really. Doesn't take any like crazy personality. Like, yeah, no, well, I don't want to say that because there's some awesome streamers that I watch, like, Dr. Disrespect. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. If you like shooter games or anything, Dr. Disrespect to me is like one of the greatest to ever do anything. He's so entertaining to watch and so funny. So certain things like that, like, help you when you're doing things like streaming or showing yourself on camera. Like, if you have that kind of charisma, man, all to you, really, but for the most part, all I can say is just be yourself, don't stray away from that and have a good time. Like, that's the advice I can give you. Don't treat it like a job, because once you treat it like a job, then you won't enjoy it anymore. That's the best advice I can give. Everybody saying what up to Assemble. Let's see here. Jeffrey says WWE WrestleMania 40, 2024. Let's see here. Story on my sister in the game 2K24. Man, I mean, look, you can create anybody in that game pretty much. I mean, why couldn't your sister be in the game? New ways to eliminate from Rumble. So tired of the typical way for using finishes. Irish whip. Yeah, that's what I mean. That Rumble needs some love, man. WCW Nitro. More blood, more injuries, and bruises. Yes. Jacob freaking Rollins, I'm here. Welcome here, man. I appreciate you coming in. Derek says, I think if we get double title matches in universe mode for 2K24, we should be able to defend both of Roman Reigns' titles and the tag team titles. I think double title matches are coming to some capacity, but I don't think that it's going to be like you could put the tag titles against these titles. I don't think they're going to create some mode. We've never really seen that, right? So I don't think they're going to create something like that out of thin air. Sorry, Dean, I didn't mean to skip your comment. They should make more the injuries more realistic in wrestling. Yeah. Yes, I agree. My idea for 2K24 is Triple H championship entrance and victory, a WWE superstar owned Royal Rumble victory animation. For example, Undertaker, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and an Undertaker showcase mode. That would be great. Absolutely. It would be cool to have a perk when you call out for help for it to be a scene to take place behind the ref's back, actually using the help of a teammate, than them just coming out at the ring. Yeah, I agree. So that's another simulation type thing, right? That would be great. I would love that. MK Killa says, I think they should add like a mechanic where you could import custom creations into new games. I don't know how it would work, but games have been able to do it. Yeah, like every time I think of import, the first thing that comes to mind is when you can import wrestlers from, I do believe it was SmackDown versus Raw 09 into Legends of WrestleMania. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think that was like the first and only game for the WWE franchise to do anything with importing. Import your call, all that stuff. Like it was good times all around. So yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I want the names of countries and USA states names and the presentation names for create a superstar mode and create a championship mode. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they don't add stuff like that, like All-State Arena, right? And things like that. I don't know why they don't add those names. Probably because they don't want to pay. They probably don't want to pay any royalties to anybody, to be honest. Like, that's what I honestly think it is. Brennan says it's great to see Cody Rhodes being named the cover star athlete for 2K24. I hope so, man. I don't know if that's you never, unless it comes from 2K, I wouldn't count it as fact, because I can't even remember where that rumor came from. I think it was just something on Twitter or something like that came out originally, right? Like some random posting. I don't know. Mike says, I agree with you, Jesse. More cinematic reactions like tag team. Yeah, 100%. Let's see here. What about WWE 12 online? Yeah, I think that was the last good one, Byron. WWE 12, I think, was the last good online game. Update War Games, yes, definitely. Backstage attacks and promos in universe mode, 100%. Assemble getting some love over here. Please give more options when creating arenas. Also, please delete the arenas we have to choose from and refresh the choices for templates, including pyro and movements. Yeah, see, look, when it comes to these games, though, you gotta recognize that this is still like a yearly release. So it's a yearly release game. I mean, they're not gonna go completely all out, right? So it is what it is. What's going on, Isaiah? I guess we can't just go into like 2K24 expecting like the end all be all wrestling game, right? Like nothing else to add here. We've added it all. Like it's just not going to happen. Like they're never going to make a game like that because they still need to work on the following year, right? You got to have a selling point for the following. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and that's how WWE wants it. They want a yearly release, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Like it all sports games are like that for the most part, except for like Fight Night, see your UFC, things like that. For the most part, these games are all yearly releases, though. I think they should do like a 40 years of WrestleMania or Road to WrestleMania. Yeah, I think 40 years of WrestleMania is definitely coming. I don't know if it's coming this year or next year after WrestleMania 40, but we'll see. My idea for showcase mode is The Undertaker or Bray Wyatt. Yeah, The Undertaker would be a great... so you could do more with an Undertaker showcase than you could like a Brock Lesnar or, I don't know. It would just... Even Cody Rhodes as a showcase mode to me wouldn't really make sense. Like, where do you go, right? Y says, what's up with making a YouTube video then realizing you were... I'm not sure what he's implying there. Let's see here. I'm going to get to some more comments from some other people in the chat that haven't really got their... 6 says 2K19 backstage is the same as 2K20. VJC says maybe 2K should combine my GM mode and universe mode into one. I think we can get a better GM mode if they did this. I think they could too, man. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like, I feel like the game just needs something different, right? Like, it just needs something different. James says, I'll catch you heading to the store, but I have something in mind for MyRise. What if they give you the option between either being a superstar, a manager, or even a GM role? For MyRise, geez, a GM role would be kind of cool, but a manager? I feel like I would be so pissed off during all of that just because it would get so repetitive. Like, you'd have to be a manager and make sure your dude wins all the time. I don't know if I can take that. I don't know. GM might be interesting, though. Byron says, I watched 2K Twitch streams, and they was saying fire. That's a hell of fire. Yeah. Steve Kelly says, 170 episodes. Congratulations. Man, I'm that far down. We need more menu poses. Yes. Yes. Definitely. Menu poses, and please take the fighting stance away from these wrestlers, man. Make them walk regular. Like, why they look like that? I don't want my game to be like a Mortal Kombat game. It needs to be a wrestling game. Devin says, my idea of Road to WrestleMania is half SmackDown 2010 menu of it, half WWE 12 of backstage. Yeah, that'd be great. Montana says, bring back #1 contenders matches in universe mode. I don't think they ever had #1 contenders matches in universe. I can't even say, man. Beach Bite says, you haven't told us your wish list yet. Yes, I have. I've been telling you, man. My wish list is definitely, it's easy, dude. Look, you have got to have a new injury overhaul. That is like #1 for me. #2, either my GM or universe mode needs to be online. #3, I need to have thumbtacks. #4, I have to have the chain wrestling. I have to have simulation wrestling into the game. Like, I need it to look real. I need it to be real. I need stacked tables, ladder bridges, things different, finishers with weapons, different interactions with weapons, different fighting stances, or fighting stances taken away. I need this to be a wrestling game, man. I need it to be a wrestling game. My probably wish list match types are definitely like things like, special guest referee, 3 stages of hell would be great. And I'd like them to bring back something like the championship scramble, because that to me was like one of the funnest matches to play. Personally, that's really all it comes down to, it, man. Like, I need more realistic blood. I need diminishing face paint. I need a more in-depth universe mode. I need show intros, promos are like the least of my worries. Like those are things that just should be in there altogether. Period. Like it needs to be in there. The fact that it's not is crazy, but that's like my typical wish list thing, man. Like I have lots of wish list videos of good ideas that I would like to see implemented into these games. But for the most part, like I don't have like this unrealistic list of things that they should do to this game. Like I feel like you need a few simple things. You know, maybe the hardest thing into it is to implement like that, you know, the injury overhaul system, right? Like I need to be limping. I need to see that played out. Like if my arm got put in an arm bar 10 times, like show that. Make me not be able to lift this guy up, or I'm gonna have to, you know, use one hand. There needs to be some realism added into this. And it's a simulation game. It needs to be a simulation. That's just where it comes down to it. That's my main wish list for the most part. Make this a simulation game, man. And I need one of those modes online, either GM, my GM, or universe mode. And it doesn't have to be with 20 people, right? Like I don't need to play this mode with 20 different people. I just need to play it with like maybe one or two, and I'm cool. Like it would bring to life more things. Like imagine you and your friend creating a custom universe and then just playing that out online together or something. You and a couple friends even, you know, playing those out. What about eFeds, right? Like those things are still around. A lot of leagues that people still play in for WWE 2K24. If you had a universe mode, you could write out your promos, like all that kind of thing. Like that needs to happen. Like more cutscenes, more realistic storylines when it comes to universe mode. Writing out promos even. Can you imagine seeing that play out? Like that would be awesome. Like being able to customize your story, create a story, implement that into the universe mode. It doesn't have to be its own mode. I mean, I would like that to come back because it was fun downloading it on Community Creations, but it doesn't have to be its own mode. Just implement it. Implement it into universe mode. Call it good, man. Update it, right? Create a finisher. That's a thing that people have been wanting, and I feel like if you create your original cause, create a finisher just needs to be there so you can give it its own look, and it needs to come back bigger than ever. That's for sure. Let's see here. Wolf Mode says dual button mapping to eliminate the need for locking up before grapples. Example, press square for light attack, hold heavy. Yeah, so that's kind of like what they did for. It's kind of like the Aki system, but not really. Yeah, I don't know how you would really implement that for just going straight into like a move, right? Like a body slam or something like that. I don't know how they would implement that without the lockup. They've just done the same system all these years. Title poses would be sick. Yeah, title poses. Create a title pose or something like that. That would be cool. Mackenzie says they should make us created our own crowd sign for current superstars and create a wrestler. I don't think that'll happen just because a lot of people will make inappropriate crowd signs, Mackenzie. I think that's just what's going to happen. At the menu, Road to WrestleMania will be SmackDown versus Raw 2010 style, and the people you will select are Judgment Day, Brock Lesnar, any NXT star. Yeah. Road to WrestleMania would be fun, man. I know a lot of people love that mode, so finisher to finisher reversal. Yeah, that'd be great, Chris. That'd be great. They need to incorporate more of that stuff too, like catch finishers, like catching somebody with that RKO off the top. Like we need to be able to do different things like that. You know what they need to put in the game too is just that dive into a crowd of wrestlers on the outside as they're, you know, on TV, they're waiting, you know, and you could see them kind of like waiting and catch the dude or whatever. But they need to put that in the game, man. Triple suplexes, you know what I mean? Triple power bombs or whatever the case is. Like they need to put that stuff in the game. I just answered that for universe mode. I want a lot of stuff for universe mode, man. That needs to be like the end all be all. Like if you're putting the universe mode in the game, that could be your selling point for every year. Like if you have like the best universe mode, people will buy this game every year just because of that, guaranteed. So I don't know. And P.S. Sorry if my typing messes me up. No, you're good. You're good, Devin. Let me see here. that cause that WWE created for either. Slogan for 2K24 should be WWE 2K24, where the big boys play. Jason Cali. Man, dude, if they did a WCW themed game, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, man. What do you guys think of Tony Khan tweeting all that stuff? He got eaten alive by like Jinder Mahal and Eric Bischoff. Like everybody kind of tweeting back and forth. What do you guys think of that? I don't know. I don't know if you caught that at all. Give me your thoughts in the chat for that. Isaiah Allen says, I wish they would make the pyro sound louder. John says, how about first blood matches? Bring that back and buried alive matches and boneyard matches. That would be cool if it can get done. So boneyard matches, I don't know. Buried alive matches, don't know. But first blood is in the game. You just got to make a custom match. You can get that done. More dual moves and more unique finishers guaranteed. That's, yeah, 100%. Yeah, of course you can, Byron. Of course you can. Send me your list, man. Send me your list. What do you guys what would you guys like to see from this channel in 2024, man? We can do more wrestling videos, like when it comes to wrestling news. We can do just video game, because once 2K24 comes out, the news kind of just stops. I will continue to make like wish lists for 2K25 when it comes up, right? Give it a couple months, have everybody have fun with the game. We'll see what's missing from 2K24, and then we'll start making our wish lists, having the community's voice be heard, and see what we can get for 2K25. But for the most part, we got a few months of creating content of either 2K24, or we can do some wrestling wish lists, things of that nature. Wrestling news. I want to push my skill level when it comes to editing really bad. Like I really want to get some inspiration. I feel like I need more inspiration because the last couple of weeks I have just lacked inspiration. I don't know why, but I'm a very creative person, and when I am not being very creative, I get very bored. So I want to be creative. I want to do new things for this channel. What would you guys like to see? Would you guys like to see, playthroughs of a new MyRise or whatever mode they're putting in the game? Like if they're putting a showcase in MyRise, a custom universe, would you like to see custom universes being built over here? Let me know what you want to see out of this channel for 2024, man, because that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Do you think 2K24 is coming to next gen only? I don't think so, man. I really don't. I think it'll still be on all the platforms. Realistically, that's what I think. I think that it'll come out for everything. Let me see here. I'm gonna get some people that haven't gotten the question in or anything. Spider-Man says, Spider-Man Unofficial says, if promos come back, I want for when a champion is doing a promo, for example, Roman is doing a promo, there is a chance that the #1 contender will interrupt. For example, Cody is the contender. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you don't half-ass it. If you're going to put promos back in, put it on a major level, right? Like, you took it out. You promised it'd be back better than ever. That's where it should be. That's where it should be. So, yeah, I agree, man. They should definitely get creative with this new universe mode once they start hitting in, you know what I mean? Customize your own theme song in WWE 2K24. I'm not sure how that would work. I'm really not sure how you could do that. I know a lot of people want like the whole, hey, bring Spotify into it and all that stuff. I just don't see them doing that. If they do it, great, but I don't see them going that route again. What about championships for online? Yes. So UPW, Ultra Pro Wrestling, is going to be doing that. That's going to be fantastic. I really think that should be a thing. I don't know how they would incorporate it, but man, that would be friggin' awesome. So yeah, let me see here. They should add in the game more decisive options. Devin, what do you want to see on MyRise, because we had the lock and legacy? I want to know your idea. I don't really have an idea for MyRise. Look, I think it would be cool if they did, so we kind of got a taste of it in the Legacy MyRise, where you were in the Attitude Era. I'd like to see him do like a Ruthless Aggression or Attitude Era, but you're actually playing through that era. That would be pretty cool as a creative superstar. I think that would be different. Maybe WCW, ECW. Look, I would love to see that stuff, man. I'm a huge WCW, ECW guy, so I would love to see them incorporate more of that within the game. But yeah, let me know, guys. If you're in here, do me a favor. Like the video. And let me know that you guys are following by subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications, checking out all of our other content. And also, man, if you like listening to podcasts, we have a lot of old stuff that you guys are probably not familiar with over on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Go and listen to some of the interviews that I've done before. I've had wrestlers on this show. I've had Brian Williams tons of times. You may have only seen one video or two videos from this YouTube channel, but trust me, he's been here a lot of times, man, on this channel, just not on YouTube. Right? We've done audio. We've done, like I said, tons of interviews with wrestlers. We've done some funny podcasts that took a lot of creativity and editing that are not PG. So just warning you there, they're not PG. But go check them out, man. Leave us a 5-star rate and friendly review over there, too, while you're at it. It helps us in that algorithm, helps us build more audience over on audio. We got a great audience over here, too, man. The audience over here, you guys are 100% why I keep doing this, because you guys are fantastic to us. You guys always show up, show out. Your ideas are fantastic for WWE 2K24. I hope a lot of these get implemented within the game. If not this year, then at least next year. Like the ideas are flowing, man. I love what we hear on this show over and over again. A lot of good stuff. It would be better if WWE 2K just left all the wrestlers and championships unlocked without having to unlock them. Yeah, 100%. If you buy that accelerator, you should just unlock them right away. I hate the fact that they make me play modes. It sucks, but it is what it is, right? Can't always have what you want, unfortunately. You can't always have what you want. But let me know in the comment section after this video is done being live. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see the Pro Wrestling Shoot do more of when it comes to our shorter form content. We're always going to be streaming every Tuesday, right? Today, Wednesday. But for the most part, every Tuesday, we'll be streaming. And you guys can always hop in here and hop in the live chats. But if you guys like our short content, let me know. Help me get inspired. Help me get inspired and let me know what you guys would like to see when it comes to this channel. Would you like to see gameplay videos? Would you like to see wrestling news, current wrestling news, whatever? Wishlist videos, of course, they're coming for 2K25 after 2K24 comes out. And I'm going to be dropping some more videos, too, when it comes to 24 news and stuff like that. So just let me know. Let me know in those comments, man. But I'm Jesse. You can follow us everywhere at the Pro Wrestling Shoot on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. We're everywhere at the Pro Wrestling Shoot because branding matters. We'll see you next week right here on the channel. Take it easy.